Live streaming is on.
Aha, it's running. All right, let me check the delay. 1002, 1003,
It's running.
1004, 1005. Oh, that's my phone.
Hey. Yeah, YouTube's just acting funny, but yeah, I've got everything up. I got the PowerPoints and stuff like that. Yep, I got her.
You just got your what? Your what? Oh, did they have to go like way up there? Oh wow, yeah.
Optimal to do 0900. People aren't going to be watching or paying attention.
Why the hell is half the squadron in there?
Because they are all getting tested, dude.
But I mean,
the line is huge.
they're getting tested for missions or?
For missions all week, yeah.
I
Everybody
see.
that's flying this week.
I see. Okay.
It ended up being a lot of people.
That makes sense then. I thought they were just all coming in to work in the building.
No. And then, well, you do have those as well that are coming in for a reason, schedulers, but so it's quite busy.
Okay.
I would say nobody's upstairs, but downstairs there's a lot of people.
Okay.
That's how this thing's going to spread. I'll tell you what, right now, one person.
Hey, John, I got the link to the Google Docs, but it said I didn't have access to it. Let me stop live streaming. Or wait, I wanted to test the delay. Video 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1008, 1008, about 8 seconds. Okay.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay, John, I got it. Laura granted me access, so it looks
Hey,
like
Hartel.
yes.
Hey, this is Wolf.
Yeah,
Hey, man. Starkey's not going to make it to 9 o'clock, so it's all you, buddy.
that's
And
cool.
me. I'll be on too. But
Okay.
all right.
Hey, is there anything you wanted to pass on?
No, there's an emergency going on, but yeah. No, that's it.
That's it? Okay. All right. I've got some scheduling stuff to pass on to folks, and that's about it. And we get a couple
Yeah,
of.
he wasn't too concerned with the passing on things at the moment.
Okay. Anything I can help with after this is done?
No, I don't think so. Not at the moment, anyway.
All right. We're live streaming, by the way, just in case.
Are we?
We are. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So I try to do the updates.
Okay, so it looks like I am set with the slides. It doesn't look like I can download them, but I can view them here. Okay, so we'll do that. John, we'll do yours first, okay? Let me hit Mattermost and go to the senior and see the other thing.
Hartel,
Yes,
can you send the link to Huey, please?
to Huey.
He has the slides for the. Oh, never mind. You guys aren't going to be talking about the slides or to the slide. He'll control them. Hartel will control them. Okay.
Yeah, we got to talk about them.
Yeah, you can talk to it. Yeah, he's going to need the link though.
All right, so I've got two already. I've got one for AAM medals and one for filling out an EPR.
Which one?
We just need the link so we can go.
Yeah, I know. Which one are you guys talking about?
The AM medals.
They're doing the air medals, man.
I have that.
Yeah, just send them the Jitsi link if you could, please.
Yep. Huey. Austin Huey.
That's him.
Yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
And it's coming in Mattermost. Sent. Just checking. Do you guys see the slide that's up?
Yes.
Oh, I have to lock it to my screen, don't I, for people?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. How do I do that? Oh, I guess that's how I do it. No, that only locks mine. Okay, hold on. Hmm. Hey, Dave, how do I make it to where everybody is forced to see my screen?
Just go share your screen. That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Okay, well, then I'm set.
So share your screen, select a specific tab or whatever, or the application,
Yeah.
and that's it. Now you should be good to go. I haven't checked YouTube this morning. Have you already distributed the link?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's already some people on it. Let me fix this real quick.
Hey, your Monday slide, your welcome slide looks better than mine and prettier. Yeah.
Upside block. Duck. All right. I don't have the ability to check the YouTube channel, but I'm hoping we have plenty of people in it. Actually, I do have the ability. Just give me a second. Let me go here, there, and YouTube channel. Okay, great. We'll get it kicked off right now then, and not waste anybody's time. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We've got a couple of presentations today. The first one will be given out by Sergeant Meltz. So without further ado, Sergeant Meltz, we'll just get started with yours so that we can get that one out, and then we'll move on to Mears. Let me go to presentation mode, and you may begin, sir.
Good morning, I was Sergeant Meltz. I'm working the CSS as a personnelist, if you don't know me, which you probably do know me already. I'll be going over how to properly fill out an EPR. So we're not going to be talking about the bullets, we're going to be talking about all the other information on EPR. I don't think you have the slides up.
Really? That's interesting, because they are up for me.
Unless...
Weird. Oh wait, I do. There's just a delay.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So
all I see is the Happy Monday.
tell me when it switches. Wow, it is still. Wait, do you mean on Jitsi? All you see is Happy Monday?
Correct.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, hold on. I'll just do entire screen. And we'll try again.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right, next slide. So I'll just be going over the 910, which is that Airman Basic through Tech Sergeant EPRs. Next slide. So block 1, this is all information up top. So it's your name, your social, your rank, your duty FSC. All that is pulled from the shell. Your name is all caps and your middle initial. And if you don't have a middle initial, please make sure you put NMI for no middle initial. Your duty FSC is pulled from the shell. If it is incorrect, please let your supervisor or flight chief know. And we started a new process for updating that information. So come EPR season, it should be good to go. So we shouldn't be having that problem anymore. The organization is just the 1st Airlift Squadron, AMC, Joint Base Andrews, Maryland. And then the passcode is the full passcode. I know I have seen just FHFO, but please ensure you're putting the full passcode. Also, the same thing with the FDID. All this information is also on the shell. For the period of report, just make sure if it's a select that it's starting the next duty day when their previous EPR ended. So if it's a Staff Sergeant Select, they'll be starting April 1st and not February 1st. Reason for report, it's usually always annual. For officers, it could be CRO, but enlisted don't have to worry about that. The duty title, also make sure that is correct on the shell. If it's wrong, bring it to the attention of your flight chief or supervisor. Next slide.
Hey, just a quick question, John.
Yep.
Can you tell people how they get the shell?
So we are working on a process for that. Previous years, we would just put them in the drive. But I think we're either going to send them out to each supervisor or send them out to each flight chief.
Just off on that. We're that's in the process. It's going to change for next year.
Okay.
All right, block 3, 4, and 5. Make sure all the markings are there. So meets all, meets some, or just met expectations. For the radar information, as you can see by the example, it needs to be in that format. And duty title, that's pretty important. We've had some EPRs sent back because the duty title was wrong. So if you change your duty title and you haven't got it updated, make sure you get that updated. And the social, it's the last four of the supervisor's social. Make sure you get that right. Next slide, please. Your additional rater information is the same as the rater's information, but the additional rater needs to be a master sergeant or above. So please don't put tech sergeants on there. Future roles, all three blocks are typically filled in, and they need to be realistic for the rank. So for senior airmen, they're not going to be a flight chief as their next role. And for a staff sergeant, a DSD position is pretty good roles to put, or if you want to do that, or NCYC of your office, anything like that. And they need to be real roles. So like an example, program manager, that's pretty broad. So make it a little specific. Next slide, please.
Can I add something to that, John?
Yep.
It helps to if at least one of the goals is pretty quickly attainable for this person, somewhere you see them going. Because I've heard that, when people do look at years worth of EPRs, if they see instructor for like 4 or 5 EPRs in a row, they start to wonder, is this, this person isn't actually warranting of that role, or how come they haven't achieved this goal or something like that. So it's worth it to look at it. Now you can also say, you can communicate the level this person works at in these as well. So if you think this person works at a group level, if you think that they could handle a group position, right, then maybe it's good to put that on there to communicate what level you think this individual works at. So these are semi-important blocks as well. They're not just pencil whip blocks.
Also, if you're a supervisor, don't just fill it in. Actually talk to your subordinate about what they might want to do, and if you feel like they're capable of that, you can put that in there.
Absolutely. And just because it might not be something that just because they aren't interested in a position, doesn't mean it's not what they need the most. And that's something you as a supervisor need to see, right, in your airmen, is where do they need to grow? What do they need to be even better? And sometimes that might be something that they're not particularly interested in at the moment, but it might be what's the best for their growth. So you've got to weigh all that out. What do they desire? What do they want? And what do they need?
Yep. All right, going on to promotion eligible, that will be from the shell, and usually the person knows if they're promotion eligible or not. And if you have any questions, if it's questionable, just ask your CSS. Quality force review, just select yes. And then for the unit commander information, this is standard for every EPR because we only have one commander. And it's basically the same information as a rater and additional rater because it's the commander's information. All right, next slide. The remarks. So this is where you put your acronyms. They must be listed in alphabetical order, and they must be in the correct format. Also, the last acronym, you will not put a semicolon after it, so it'll be just a blank. Next slide. And now you can properly fill out an EPR. So I'll send this out to the 1AS all email. And if you don't get it, just let me know. I can send it to you directly. All right, I'm ready for questions if there is any.
And we can check the YouTube. I can't see it. Let me jump out real quick. I do believe you guys see my entire screen, so let's take a look. Okay, nope, looks like no questions. So we will jump over to the presentation on AAMs. And I don't know if there's a way for me to jump to full screen in Google Docs. So Huey, if you are on the Jitsi.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, if you hit present at the top, it should take you to full screen.
Present. Nice.
You do it.
Yeah, do you see that?
All right, go ahead, Huey.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about aerial achievement medals and the criteria and requirements, the correct documentation to initiate the AAM, and the overall VPC process. Our goal is to educate you all and facilitate an easy approach to receiving credit for all of your flight hours on SandFox missions. All right, so a lot of the new airmen don't even really know what an AAM is. So basically, it's an award you receive for your sustained meritorious achievement while participating in aerial flight. The guidance we utilize is going to be AFMAN 362806 AMC supplement, and they're worth 3 points towards your WAPS testing, so promotion testing, and shows progression over time. Criteria for eligibility.
Yeah.
All right, so to qualify, a member needs 50 active sorties. As a flyer in the 89th, you can earn a maximum of 1 medal every 2 years. And then so for a sortie to count, it has to be basically you get like 1 sortie. It's basically a leg. So whenever the aircraft lands and takes off and lands, and you can only count 1 leg a day if you have multiple. And it won't count if it's a deadhead, or a FLOTUS mission, or just no DV on board. And then new squadron members can only become eligible after they are qualified. And then where to begin? So the best way for you to keep track of it, since there's not really you really have to do it yourself. So you have to get an AAM tracker, commander's letter, and a DV code list, and okay, so the document's just to help you keep a record of your flight numbers and your sorties. So, once you get to 50, you can turn it into awards here, and then we'll start processing your decoration.
So just to add to that, if you don't keep track of your flights and you know you have at least 50, you can always contact SARM for your AAM report. It goes back 18 months, and then you can use that report to fill in the tracker. We'll show you the tracker in a minute. Also, if you keep your Avasource printouts, that also has the information you need to fill out the tracker.
Okay, so to draft a decoration, you need 14 lines, and then you really want to use your most impactful mission whenever you do it. And then you can use EPR bullets as well in there to make it look a little better. So sortie definition, I kind of just said each leg consists of, each leg is considered a sortie, but for AAM purposes, only 1 leg or a sortie may be used a day. And then I already told you which ones don't qualify. So this is what an AAM tracker looks like. It's pretty self-explanatory and easy to fill out. There's a sortie count on the left. So you just need your mission number, the date, DV flown, and then the DV code. And then if you flip to the next slide, there's the DV code listing for anyone that has trouble finding it, as long as you know who you flew. It's pretty much just like that. So you just want to find the code, and then.
Okay, now I'm gonna jump in here real quick. So go back to the AAM tracker. So here you have the medal listing. It's now a Word document, so it looks neater. The top part has like a little synopsis of what's allowed, the code you can use, what counts, what doesn't count, so you can reference it. And then on the bottom part of this form, you'll have the citation. Citation will be filled out your most impactful mission. Once you fill this out, so I know you only see up to 24, but the tracker itself has 50. So you have to have 50 completed sorties. Then the citation will be filled out at the bottom. Once you fill out the 50 sorties with your citation, you'll email that back to Awards Index with the commander letter. If you want to jump over to the commander letter, I think it's slide 8. Shawn Hartel.
I'm there.
Okay, perfect. So the commander letter, you'll fill this out as well. You will update your rank, your first name, last name, and your social. Once you have your AM tracker and your letter completed, you'll email both of those items to awards and decks. Okay, and then from there, we'll go to the next slide. And this is where we start processing the medal. So just a reminder, we are going to pin the AM tracker, the DV listing, and the commander's letter on Matters Most. So that way it will be available to everybody at any time. We'll also send it out in an email, but we'll have it pinned to Matters Most. So you can always access it. Once, I'll let Huey get back into it, but once we have all that stuff, we'll start the medal processing. Go ahead.
So once you have completed your AM tracker and updated your commander letter, forward awards and decks org box with the letter that you completed. Awards and decks will create your template to go into VPC. Your supervisor will be assigned the decoration to review afterwards. And then the routing process. So basically, once we receive it in awards and decks and we finish it up, we'll send it to the supervisor. And then from there, it goes to the first shirt, the commander, the 89th commander, then MPF, and then VMPF. So it's kind of a long process.
Does anybody have, oh, before we finish, I just want anyone to know that if you are on loan, so if you work at the group or the wing, you have to do it through the first. So let us know whenever you're ready to process your declaration, and we'll send you all the forms. The first has to initiate your stuff, even if you work at the wing or the group. Okay.
I'll check YouTube in just a second, but I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
So the first one is the commander letter is signed by someone in awards and decks. So we're just filling out our information on the letter.
Correct.
Okay, great. The second one is the DV code listing, is that a close hold document, or what's the security requirements on this document?
So the one that we have posted is the general DV code listing. The one that SARM has, okay, so there's two DV code listings. The one that SARM has downstairs at the SOC desk, that one is going to give you your actual code because that one changes. So for example, like you may fly SecDef today and it may say G63. So if you know that G63 is SecDef, you need to use this generic one. This is like a DOD wide one, right? And then you fill it out. Can you go, let me click on it real quick. So for SecDef, he'll be 2/line 20 for the DV code listing. But for us, whenever we have his coding, it might be, like I said, G63. So you just have to convert that to this DV code listing.
So the DV code is going to start with 2 because he's under heads of state?
Correct. So if you fly the president or the heads of state or reigning royalty, he'll be code 1. So it'll be 1/1 or 2. But if anyone underneath that, they start 2/whatever line they are.
I see. And then if you're going back in time and looking at missions that you don't really remember who you flew, what's the best way to figure out what DV you flew?
You either have to ask someone or you need to, sometimes on Avasource, your code will be on there, but it's really up to you to keep track. That's why we're going to try to make this document accessible through Matters Mode so you can fill it out as you go.
Okay. All right, let me check the YouTube and see.
We have YouTube up.
Great.
So Sergeant Milner, she said, is it 1 every 2 years from the submission or 1 every 2 years from it's from the last mission date. So this is a really big deal. We ran into this problem a couple weeks ago. So if you started your tracker in 2016 and your last mission is in 2018, we're going off 2018 because your award of the declaration has to be 2 years from the last action, and we have 3 years to award it. So you have 2 years to submit this declaration for it to count. So if your last mission was in 2016 and you try to submit that now, we cannot accept it because it's already over that time period of the 3 years to be awarded. So you have to don't wait to submit it because you're only hurting yourself. And and we can try to backdate things up to a certain point. So for example, like if you have stuff that fell into that 2-year window, like let's say, your last mission was, you have one that started in 2016 and then ended in 2017, and then you started another one and then ended in 2019, because that's the 2 years. We can kind of work it if the dates work, but just don't wait to submit. But yes, it's off the last date on the tracker that your 2 years starts to count again. I hope that answered that question. Soren Santiago said awards and decks ready to submit an airman quarterly package, while the 1206 still be expected to meet a 4-2 bullet. What? Okay, let me get back to you on that question real quick. Hold on. How long does the routing take? Okay, that's another really good question. So please be aware that there is a freeze date for your records. So if you want this to be applied because of promotion, the dates depend on whatever level you're promoting at. So you need to have this stuff in sooner than later. So if it's not just the AAMs, if you're going up for air medals, if you're going up for aerial achievement, whatever, any other medals, accommodations, meritorious, if you need those medals, please know what date your freeze date is. It really depends on the routing, really depends on you and your supervision and the rest of the process. It can take, I've seen them go as quick as 2 weeks, and I've seen them drag out as long as 8 months. So it really just, you really want to have your package completed. You want to have your commander's letter completed, updated, make sure that, your package is good, so that way when we submit it and your citation is good, so when we submit everything, it's not going back and forth. So if you submitted an aerial achievement medal and you haven't seen anything and it's been like a month or two, I would, contact us and let us know, and we can see where it's at. Let's see. So, but normally if everything goes smooth and you notify your supervisor and then they forward it, aerial achievement medals tend to go pretty fast. They shouldn't take more than 2 months for them to be routed up to MPF. How long it takes MPF right now, it's been taking a little bit longer, but 2 months is what I feel should take for the declaration to be processed. If someone PCS and didn't get an A at their previous, yes. So as long as your sorties are DV1 or DV2, you can use those sorties on this tracker. So if you didn't get one from, let's say, Hawaii or what is it, the one in Florida, Ramsey, whatever it is, yes, you can use that as long as they meet the DV1, DV2 level. And to reiterate, you cannot use FLOTUS. FLOTUS is not a government official. She doesn't hold a government position, so you cannot use her stuff for that reason. Even though sometimes whenever she launches, they consider it a DV2, she is not a DV2. Your old tracker, if it was uploaded and we have it in a folder, we should be able to pull it up, but I can't speak for what other people did before we took over this office. So I can look and see, but if not, then no. But we can't see, if we can't see your tracker, we can see the last time you were awarded a decoration. So even if you say, oh, did you submit something, and we're like, you submitted one in 2019, we can pull up the decoration itself showing the last time you were awarded a decoration. As far as your actual tracker, if we submitted one, if it's not in the folder, then we don't have it, but we can always check. If anyone needs further clarification, or if you have airmen that are coming in, we want to give this brief at least once a quarter to anyone that's coming in or anyone that still needs further information, just because this is the easiest medal to get on a consistent basis. So please let us know if you have brand new airmen coming in, or people who weren't flyers back in the day, or anyone that just wants a refresher. Let us know. We'll set up a day once a quarter to at least continue this briefing, because I really feel like information doesn't get passed along as much as it should. So we really want people to really start submitting for these air medals, aerial achievement medals, just because you guys do the mission. So there's no reason you guys shouldn't get the credit. Does anyone have any more questions? If you have more questions that you don't want to ask on YouTube, you can send it to our chat. We have a awards index, JIT, not JIT, what's it called? Matters Most channel. So let us know if you have more questions on there. If you don't have any more questions, we'll go ahead, Shawn Hartel, you can take over.
Okay, great. There is one other thing I wanted to add, and that is when you do make this citation for the narrative on it, and you use your most impactful mission, just know that that data from that mission, whatever you use in this citation, you can't use it in another citation for another medal later. So if your most impactful mission, you did something and you saved somebody's life on this mission, and that's what you want to use for your AAM, when it comes time for your accommodation or your MSM, you can't use that data. You can't be decorated for the same thing twice. So just keep that in mind. And that's that. So I can jump out of here now.
Okay, we're good.
And back over to Jitsi somewhere. There we go. Stop sharing. And hopefully the video works. So anyways, that's really, we don't have a whole lot today. It's going to be a shorter one. I do have something for everybody about scheduling. So if you've never been a scheduler, you don't understand the struggle, but being a scheduler is very difficult in trying to build these houses of cards and trying to get these missions together. And it's made incredibly more difficult when they find what crews work, and then they realize that these people did not update their appointments in GTIMs. They did not tell the schedulers that they were DNIF. They did not put their paperwork for that to the schedulers. And then they have to rework, they have to redo all of this work, or it causes this thing through the chain where that person, we still need them to fly. So we'll need them to speak with the, chief of scheduling or the DO on why their appointment wasn't in GTIMs. And they might have to fly anyways. They might have to reschedule that appointment because that's how that works. So if I can impress one thing into you, because it's become a rash of problems in these COVID ops, is people not updating their appointments, not telling the schedulers, not submitting the proper paperwork to show them that they're DNIF, not letting them know, be proactive on that. If going into Sunday, you are feeling really terrible, you should tell your crew position health reporting person, which for flight attendants, that's me, and for CSOs, that's Sergeant Wolf. You should tell them that you're feeling like crap, because we need to keep our finger on the pulse of how the unit's doing in that regard. And then you need to be proactive and let the scheduler know. You might not be DNIF at the moment, but I'm going to the doctor first thing on Monday, right? So that will help them. It's like I said, if you've never worn their shoes, it is a hard mile to walk in them, especially when we don't help them do their job and help them and keep them informed of our status. So we'll be monitoring that situation closely. I request all the schedulers, please do, flight attendant schedulers, let me know if you're having issues with that. CSO schedulers, please let Sergeant Wolf know, because that will be extremely highlighted for people that aren't putting their appointments in, and then the schedulers find out after they've already identified them for a mission. Don't be that person. Please update your stuff. And I do believe that's all I have. I think this is a short morning. I didn't get anything from the flight attendants in Matters Most on what they needed to discuss. Let me just check one more time. Let me check the Jitsi channel. Only got these folks. And let me check the YouTube for anyone that has anything for me. I will give it a 1 potato, 2 potato on YouTube. Do hit the sign-in sheet if you haven't already on the YouTube live stream to make sure that you get credit for being here. Awesome. That's all I have, everybody. Have a great week, and keep kicking ass.